Solo travel offers an unparalleled opportunity to learn about yourself and to ask yourself questions. You know, asking questions, that learning is just asking questions, just finding the right questions to ask yourself and giving your mind time to figure things out. So, I mean, when you're traveling on your own, the first thing you get to ask yourself is, it's a simple question, but it's a very big question, and it's, who am I really? When you're removed from all of your cultural norms and your friendships and your routines and your work and everything you do day to day, who are you really? Who are you? And, you know, of course, once you get past that first question of who you are, you get to ask a related question, which is, what do I enjoy doing? Reflect on who you are and then find out what you want to do when you have as much time as you like in a strange city where you know no one. You know, I've sort of learned that when I travel on my own, I really enjoy people watching. I like sitting with a cup of coffee, kind of like I'm doing right now, and just watching a city flow by, watching the kind of quirky characters and stuff like that. You know, I've always liked to write, so maybe that's part of it, you know, just always looking for new characters, always looking for new eccentricities and stuff like that. But, you know, for you, it might be that you really enjoy going for a morning run. You know, maybe back home you lived in a big city and there was no good running paths and stuff like that, so you never really did it. But then you start traveling and you realize, wow, like, this is awesome. I start my day, I feel better, and I get to see these new cities, and I get to feel refreshed every morning. I mean, there's countless opportunities for personal growth while you're traveling. Now, the flip side of that is, especially when you're on your own, things aren't always going to go well.
We found the problem.
And I say especially when you're on your own, because things can go poorly. You know, plans fall through, flights could be missed, you know, language barrier, especially when you're traveling, can become a big issue. But when you're traveling with others, you're sort of all together solving these problems. When you're on your own, you really find out the third question you find an answer to, and that's, how do you deal with adversity? When, you know, when everyone else is gone, when you're all on your own and you're at a train station and they can't understand you, do you start freaking out and say, why don't you guys speak English? Which I hate to say, I've seen some travelers do. Sorry to non-English speakers, I apologize on behalf of all of us. But, or do you problem solve? Do you say, okay, hey, look, I have Wi-Fi. Okay, I can use Google Translate and we can communicate in a different way. Or do you use non-verbal gestures to, you know, signal that you're late for your train and you need to find the platform? There's always a way. And when you're traveling on your own, you very quickly find new ways to find solutions. You know, you find out what you're made of, and you just overcome more things on a daily basis. You see more things, good and bad, and through those experiences you learn about yourself. You learn what you like, you learn what you don't like, and you know, if you choose, you get to spend as much time as you want doing those things that you really enjoy. The final thing that you learn when you travel on your own, and this is a big one, this is one that can last the rest of your life, and that's the answer to the question, who do I want to be when I come home? Right? Because, you know, it's one thing to have this vacation and do all these awesome things for a few weeks or even a few months, but when you come back, are you going to keep that traveler's mentality? Are you going to be as open-minded, as free-spirited, as go with the flow as you were when you were traveling? Or are you going to fall into your old habits and sort of disregard what you learned about yourself while you were traveling and sort of fall back into the comfort of routine? Not to say there's anything wrong with routine. I don't want to get too high and mighty here, but I truly do believe that solo travel is a great opportunity for self-reflection, for self-discovery, and just for taking a step back from the rat race and saying, okay, this is life. This is an opportunity too. You know, the way everyone's living over in Belgium or Morocco or Korea or South Sudan, you know, these are other ways of living, and they're not necessarily better or worse than the way we live back home. So if I choose, I can take parts of those ways of living and apply them to my own life. For example, meditation and stuff like that, like elements of Eastern culture that have really taken off in the West. If you were meditating 30 years ago, people would have thought you were some weirdo in the park. Now, yoga and meditation, they're getting more mainstream. It's more accepted. But as a solo traveler, you don't need to wait for society to say something's acceptable. You can see these elements of other cultures and just apply them to your own life and just say, you know what, I don't need to be understood by other people. Or not. That choice is up to you. Solo travel won't change you overnight, but it will give you the opportunity to change if you want to. And that's why I think it's an experience that everyone should have. Not taking anything away from traveling with friends or relatives or those close to you. That's an incredible experience that you will have to share with those people forever. But solo travel, for me, is all about, taking the time to get to know yourself. As always, I'm Dan from The New Travel. I write about solo travel and other budget travel tips and stuff like that over at thenewtravelblog.com. I invite you to check it out if you enjoyed what I've been talking about. Or you can hit subscribe somewhere down below. You know what to do. Catch you next time.